All right. Hello, my name is Tasha. I am a gold consultant in the business. And this is a training for what to do when you don't know what to do. I started this training because I found a lot of new clients, new agents especially, they kind of hit this like, I followed the steps and now I'm stuck. I had step-by-step directions what I should be doing. And now I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing because the step-by-step directions have run out, right? So the first thing you need to know is that is 100% normal to feel that overwhelming feeling to go, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Like I ran out of directions. Totally normal. Okay, so it even happens to agents who've been here a while, all of those things. So I want to help with that. I want to help relieve some of that anxiety or stress of I just feel stuck. So the first thing that I want everyone to know is you will not ever know everything. So don't try. You don't have to know everything about this business to be successful in this business. People who've been in this business multiple years call other people when they come across something that they don't know what to do or they've never had experience booking before. So it's all 100% normal. Okay. So you don't have to know everything. You're not going to know everything. Okay. But you do need to know your resources. You need to know where to go when you don't have the answer. Okay. You have to know who are the people that are right there for you, who are the people that you go to when they don't have the answers, and where do I just learn more or get over that, what am I supposed to be doing? Okay. So first of all, your mentor, the person who brought you into the business, is your number one resource. Okay. Please ask for help. I have so many agents I reach out to, I never hear from them. And then all of a sudden, I hear from them like weeks and weeks or months later when there's a huge issue because they didn't ask for help along the way. And then we're at the point that like we have to undo stuff or they're really stuck. Don't ever feel like your question is silly or you're wasting our time or anything like that. All right. We're here to help you. You're not bothering us. Somebody just said in the chat, what if we're not getting a response, right? If you're not getting a response from that mentor, first of all, your leadership needs to know your golds and your platinums. Those are the next people that you ask for help from. If you're not getting help from your mentor, please let us know so that we can check in with them. All right. So that we can make sure that everyone's getting the support that they need. You know, when you first start in this business, you hear those terms gold and platinum, and you're like, oh my gosh, they're like super, super important. I can't bother them. Gold and platinum has to do with the amount of people they've brought into the business. So I want you to think more about that. Just means that person knows how to help new people more because they've helped more new people. Okay. And they have experience with that. I will tell you, every single person that I've ever interacted with on our team and in this business has been completely down to earth and just wants to help everybody else succeed. They want to help you. Now, some of you might be going, I have no idea how to find out who those people are. So first of all, if your mentor is responsive, and they should be, ask them, hey, who's my gold? Who's my platinum? All right, you want to know that information. Okay. Someone just said, thank you. I needed to hear this. Yes. They're not like untouchable people. They are totally here for everybody. Okay. Now, if you don't know who your gold or platinum is, or, you know, you only know your mentor, that's the only person you know you're related to, the first place you can look is when you go into your back office. If you scroll down where it says my team with the little group of people, I personally love all the little icons. And you can click my upline. So this is gonna make me relog in. So this is gonna show you who is above you, which really means who your direct sponsor is. The second person listed will be the person that brought them into the business, followed by the person that brought them into the business. Now, in my case, when I started, my sponsor was not a gold. She is now. And Julie was my gold. She is now platinum. Amy was platinum when I started. So in my case, my golds and my platinum are listed in my direct upline. It's possible that yours might not be. Okay. So you're going to ask your mentor who it is. It's possible your direct mentor might be a platinum or a gold. Okay. So if you don't already know that, I'm giving you homework right now to find out who are your golds and platinums, because it's really, really important that you know that, because otherwise you are eliminating some of your resources because you don't know who to go to for help. Okay. We do ask on our team that at least your first 3 to 5 bookings, we want you to let your gold and your platinum hold your hand through it as much as you need. We want to make sure that we're helping you every step of the way so that later on, you know the process so well that you feel so confident and know exactly what to do. We also want to make sure, you know, we're dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, and getting you the best commission possible when booking those trips. Now, I could find the same exact trip for, you know, within $50 of each other, potentially on 2 vendors, but one pays a higher commission. And you may not know that. So we want to make sure you didn't just find the best price for your client, but the best price for you, you know, so that you can be making the most out of this business. All right. Some people think that asking for help is a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength, that you want to build your business. You want to learn as much as you possibly can, and you're letting us be there for you. All right. The biggest thing about this business that I've learned is if you don't let people coach you and you listen to the advice they give you, you're either going to stay where you are or you're going to decline from where you are. You need to let people who've done this and be successful help you, right? So don't ever feel like you can't reach out. Now, it's very possible you'll shoot a text or try to call and they can't pick up the phone right away. I myself, usually I would not be available during the day. I am a teacher full-time. There's no school today, so I am available. So I decided to do some of my trainings during the day. So a lot of times my agents know if it's a major, like immediate need, they text my mentor because they know, oh, Tasha can't answer the phone right now, but this is urgent. You know, otherwise they shoot me a text like, hey, when you're free, I've got a question about this. And then we connect when I am no longer teaching class, right? So those are the people. You're leaning on the people on our team, right? If your mentor is not responding and you don't know who your gold or platinum are, go right in your Discord, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, and say, hey, this is my mentor. Who's my gold? Who's my platinum? Somebody will respond and let you know. Okay. So with that being said, we've got different social media outlets for you to reach out to. Okay. The first one is our Discord that I just talked about. This is in step 6 of our Google Classroom, plugging in with the team. So no matter where you are in Google Classroom, you can skip right down to step 6 and connect to all of our social media outlets so that you have this resource. I'm just scrolling over, seeing. Thank you, Julie's here, answering some questions in that chat. All right. So you can skip right to step 6 and connect with our team. All right. Hey, Julie, one of our platinum leaders. So Discord here You know, we have our one of my agents yesterday, she's like, I don't see what you're showing, because I was sending her screenshots and she was like, I don't see that. So if you come in here and you've clicked on the green one for Fantastic Voyagers, and you don't see like all of these chat channels or any like travel chat, you might be in our verify chat. So if you've come into Discord and you've not typed your first and last name and your agent ID number, you haven't been verified to get access to all of this. So if you don't see stuff in Discord, that's going to be your first step. So right at the very bottom, and I know it looks a little different on the phone, but there'll be this window you can click in to type your name and your agent ID number. The other thing too, wherever your little icon is here, if you click on that, you can edit your profile to make sure it's your name. Because a lot of times you just have like a number when you first sign into that for the first time. Okay. So you can edit your name. But in here, there's so many resources. First of all, we have our travel chat. That's the main place where people are. But instead of going, oh, I wonder if anyone ever asked, and I'm scrolling and looking for this. Today, I did my first booking for Great Wolf Lodge. So I came in here before I asked a question, and I went up in the corner, there's a search bar. You can type for Great Wolf Lodge, because I didn't know where to find that commission amount. I did find online, you can call and ask for that. But Sarah posted a whole video about how to book at Great Wolf Lodge. All right. So you can come in here and see, did somebody ask this question before? And you can find the answers. Maybe, you know, you're curious about car rentals. And you can see things that people answered. Okay. A lot of people don't know this feature in Discord, and it's super, super helpful. Now, what I will say is, one thing you don't want to do on Discord, you do not want to be direct messaging your mentor or a gold or a platinum and thinking they're going to see it. I never realize when I have a direct message in here. All right. It's better if you like at the person, if you do the little at symbol and tag their name, because then see how this one has like a little number. That's like, I see that number pop up that somebody either typed something or specifically reached out to me. All right. So if you try to direct message me, I have no idea. I get no alert about that. But if you urgently need to reach somebody, Discord is not going to be your best course. Shoot them a text. Okay. For most of us, text messages are the quickest way to reach us. But Discord is also really helpful that, you know, the daily live schedule is here. Any major announcements will happen in here. And lots of people too are just posting things. People also will post mock bookings or travel ads that you could use in here. You know, so if you're ever looking for some help with that, you can find those in here. We have for new agents, there's lots of things here about how to announce yourself on Facebook, information about our business cards. We have different forms in here, things that are related to our team. The inquiry forms you use on the phone when you're talking to a client, the credit card authorization form to download. All right. There's links in here to training videos, cabin vendors, our 21-day booking. There's marketing materials in here. If you're team building, there's team building info in here. So there's a lot in here that can help you and support you. So if you are not connected to Discord yet, or again, if you haven't verified yourself, you're going to want to do that, because this is a really valuable location and gives a lot of help. Okay. The next one is our team Facebook page. Again, you do have to request access to this. There is information on doing that in our Google Classroom. All right, so in here, again, a lot of this is celebrating our team, but there is other information posted, right? My password happened to be wrong when I did this booking earlier, so I posted this in here so people could see it. You know, a lot of people do ask some questions in here too. A link to an Evolution Perks private Facebook group, shout outs. A lot of this is celebrating our team. But there's also, you know, people will post things about different trainings that aren't just team related. Okay. So it's a good place to stay connected to things and get some information. All right. There are some other Facebook pages that are really beneficial as well. The Evolution Travel Q&A, active agents only. That's what the whole page is called, the Facebook page. So this one is for all of Evolution Travel. And this is where, you know, there are people asking questions all the time. The admin are really good about deleting comments, answering questions that give wrong information, and they cut off comments once the real, like the real answers have been given, so that that is what's under there. Okay, so a lot of you said your concern is about getting that first client. Lots of people are feeling that same way as new agents. Okay. Someone asking about, do you get commission on tickets to Universal Studios? They also will give updates here on any of the corporate trainings, anything that's going to be for all of Evolution. So they'll come in, you know, we have a training every Wednesday night that goes through a vendor walkthrough. They'll tell you on here what that vendor is that they're going through. We have a Sunday night Time to Evolve talk. They'll tell you what the topic is for that specific training. Right? They'll also come in here and let you know if something's been canceled. So really a good spot to see those types of things. And you're connecting with all of Evolution, not just our immediate team. And then the other one that everyone should be following is the Evolution Travel Cafe Facebook. So this one is run by Archer and Evolution, mostly Archer. And they, number one, they have trainings every week. Almost every single day of the week, they go live on their Facebook page with trainings. Sometimes that's adjusted if there's a holiday week or something like that. So for example, today they have no trainings, but they do go live, and a lot of times it'll be a themed week. Like for a while they were doing cruises and each week was a different cruise line. And it wouldn't even just be people from Archer, but it would be people from the representatives from those suppliers. And a lot of times when you go to these free live streams, they're giving out prizes. They're like, they'll tell you to hashtag type something in the chat and they give things out. The great thing too is if you can't attend the live trainings, they're all posted here after they happen. So there are videos of every single Facebook Live that they've done. So 21 hours ago, they did Destination Israel with Susie from Archer. Okay, so you can watch these videos after the fact and trainings on things they've done. How to use our Travel Cafe website, a training on that if you don't know how. Okay. Different giveaways and contests they do. So this is a great resource as well. All right, so those 3 Facebook pages, our team, the corporate question and answer page, and then Evolution Travel Cafe, which is run by Archer, and they put on live trainings all the time. Okay. So if you need to like screenshot this to make sure you're in those, feel free to do that before I move on. but all great places to be connected, get information, learn things. All right. So now that we've moved past social media, the other things you can do to help yourself is learning as much as you can about the travel industry and how to be a travel agent. And you might be going, I have no idea how to do that. Like, what do you mean? Right? So the more you learn about what you're in business doing, the more confident you're going to feel. The more when you do need to fake it till you make it, you'll feel like you can, right? I'm going to tell you, there are times I was on the phone with a client, that initial phone call, they're like, well, I don't really know where I want to go in that country. And I'm like looking, it was like, I don't remember. I was looking it up on Google as they were asking me questions and finding their answers, like most popular tourist sites for this, most, least crowded places to go to get away from the tourist areas. Google is your best friend. So that, again, you don't need to know everything. But if you do learn as much as you can, you're going to feel more confident so that when you get in that situation, you can still remain composed and have that confidence, even if you don't know the answers, right? And you can look them up. Honestly, there's times too, you can say to a client, you know what? I've never explored that part of this destination, but I'm going to make sure I do some research and get back to you on it. There's nothing wrong with telling someone you don't know everything, right? You're still doing the work for them by researching it, right? So you can find these things out, number one, by attending live trainings. Obviously, everyone can't attend live trainings, but whenever you can, a live training is best because you can ask your questions to that trainer in the moment. So our team trainings, I do want to make sure everyone here knows how to find the team trainings, okay? So first of all, once you've verified in Discord, this is going to be the most up-to-date location of the daily schedule. Because what we do as a team, all of the trainers, the day before, the schedule gets sent out to us and we're asked to confirm that we're available still for the training. Because let's be honest, things come up. People get sick. There's a lot of moms who do this business. Their kids get sick. Emergencies happen. There are times that when you checked it out and planned your week ahead, something you planned might get canceled. So that daily schedule is going to be your most up-to-date information. It did have the wrong number, and I apologize for that. That's why I posted as soon as I realized that it wasn't the correct Zoom number. If something changes, like once this is put out in the morning, let's say, somebody who was running how to fill out the commission form had to run and pick up their sick child from school and it got canceled at the last minute, they'd put those updates in here as well. Now, if you are somebody trying to plan ahead, if you go to our team website and go under live trainings, there's two things you can see. Now, depending on how your brain processes things, you can look at the flyers, which tell you when things are happening. Some people, their brains work better to see it that way. All right. And we post everything happening for the month. Or, and I'm going to tell you, I didn't realize this button was here for like 2 months until after I joined. And I would sit every morning and wait for the daily schedule to come out to plan my day because it was summer and I wasn't working. And I wanted to get as much training in as possible. When had I known this button was here, I could have planned like my whole week out. So if I zoom out here, this is a whole spreadsheet and you can see like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. All right. So if I wanted to look, we're right here in this week. If I want to look what's coming up next week, I could just scroll down. Then I can go back to zoom back in and I can look, and I know that still probably looks little to you guys, but I can look and see like, oh, on Monday, oh, there's a VAX training at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Lots and lots of people want to know how to use VAX more because we book so many things through there. Let me make that even bigger. All right. Please know that all of these times are in Pacific time. So depending where you live, you have to add anywhere from either that's your time, or you have to add 1, 2, or 3 hours to that time. I live on the East Coast, just north of Boston, so I always have to add 3 hours to that time. Okay. So knowing when to come to trainings, there's a lot of time zone math that you'll get really good at. But this is great so you can plan ahead. There's some people who work full time, but they can adjust during the day when they take their lunch break. So, if there was a training happening that they really wanted to do, they might be able to take their lunch break at that time instead of their normal time. My job does not allow for that, but I know that some people's does. Okay. So yeah, it has that whole master training schedule for the whole month. Okay. Yep. So Brenda just said she finds the master for the whole month, the live trainings, but then she confirms in the morning on Discord. You always want to confirm because, as I said, things happen. Trainings might get canceled. All right. We also have corporate trainings. So as I showed you on the Evolution Q&A Facebook, they'll put info there, but in your back office, it's going to make me log in again already. In your back office, if you scroll down on the main page, it's going to list all of these ones that happen on this Zoom number. Okay. The second and fourth Wednesday of every month, there's a power hour with 5-star platinum Charles Lee. Now he does a lot on team building, but also just a lot on the psychology of being successful. Okay. So it's really like great and inspirational and motivational. Okay. Every Monday, there's a corporate team building. Okay. So for people who are building a team under them, different trainings led by different people throughout the whole country or the whole company, a booking Q&A every Tuesday. This is a great one as a new agent just to sit and listen. Even if you don't know what questions to ask, you could sit and listen to the questions other people ask. All right. As I said, that walkthrough of a vendor every Wednesday evening. And then Sunday evenings, Time to Evolve. The founder, pioneering leaders, and special guests are talking about things. Now, these are also recorded and put on that Evolution Q&A Facebook page. So if you can't come to them, they are recorded as well. So those are all our corporate trainings. You can also watch recorded trainings, especially if you're somebody working full time, or, maybe you're not working full time, but you have little kids at home and you're trying to focus on those trainings, but you can't because they're little kids and they take a lot of energy, a lot of attention. And sometimes they pull you away even when you set aside time to look at a training, right? So again, in our team website, if you go under travel, all of these have videos in them. So even under the basics one, this is where we can find those forms we need as well, but there's also videos in here. Maybe you need to know time management, how to be productive. There's a few on that, how to stay organized. All right. Maybe you need to know, I got my travel request. Now what do I do? There's a video here about that credit card authorization form, commission form. You go in here. Maybe you wanted to learn specifically about cruises. All kinds of videos about cruising, right? There's also a link in here, and this is the next thing I suggest, is following trainers on YouTube. So there are some links in here to different trainers' YouTube channels, and they post all kinds of trainings in there. I'm going to show you some other ones that I'm following on Facebook. On YouTube. So the other one in here, Evolution and Archer Travel Media Center. Not including all the lives they do on Facebook, those are here as well, but they have all kinds of trainings in here, training videos you could watch. So, you know, how to, all-inclusive resorts, Carnival cruises, cruises and group cruises, different destinations, how to market your business on social media. I'm going to paste this right in the chat for you guys. They also, for our Mexican agents, have things in Spanish, trainings in Spanish for them. All right, past live streams, all kinds of things in here to help you with training. So again, it's called Evolution Travel X Archer Media Center. And then I also follow different travel companies like Princess Cruises. I follow, this is kind of just whatever, whoever's posted recently. It's the order they show up in. Universal Orlando. You know, I just follow all the different ones. I've also decided that, you know, if I'm watching, a lot of times I'll watch videos on YouTube before I travel on where I'm going. If I find other travel agents who've posted videos in styles I really like, I've subscribed to them. Because it just helps me with my own business. Okay, so different things like that. Okay. Mara's asking, do we ever offer an open Q&A where we can ask questions live? Absolutely. The training that is going to be is anytime you see business hours. Business hours is anytime that person is there, you can ask any question related to the business you want. Anything. You know, like, hey, I'm having trouble with this website. What do I do? So we offer that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Sunday are the only 2 days of the week we don't offer business hours. And they are at varying times. So we do have some during the day, some in the evening, so that people who work full-time also have that option. Just to point out, though, the difference, quote help is a little different. Yes, it's an open forum that you can go in needing help, but it's specifically with, I've already talked on the phone to my client, I've qualified them. Remember, qualifying means I know they're serious about booking, I know where they want to go, I have their budget, I need help putting this quote together. Where to research, how to research, what vendor do you think I should use? I'm kind of stuck on this part of the quote. All right. So that's also an open forum that you can go in and just ask questions, but specifically about a quote you're working on. All right. Does that make sense to everybody that there are those 2 times to ask questions? They're just different. Quote help specific. Business hours is you can ask anything about this whole business. Okay. So the next thing I recommend is exploring our resources, learning how to use those supplier websites. I've heard so many people say things like, well, I don't want to do something wrong on the website. I don't want to accidentally book a trip. All right. You cannot accidentally book a trip unless you accidentally put your credit card into it and purchase it. That's the only way you can accidentally book a trip. Even if you put a trip on hold, if the deposit or the payment isn't made by the date, they're going to cancel it. You're not going to be held responsible for paying it. None of that. Okay. So get in there and play around with things. If you get in Vax and play around and start, making pretend trips, now you're going to know how this vendor site works so that when you have to use it for a client, you know how, right? And you're going to save yourself time. And that's going to help you be more effective in your business, right? Maybe you want to get in and practice looking at a cruise site, whatever it is. Or maybe, I want to see how things look on the Disney travel agent site. And you go in, and you just click around like, oh, this says Disney World. I wonder if I can look somewhere else. And I can see, oh, I can look all these places. Maybe I want to see what happens. Just click around, see what happens. And then you now know this site and understand how it works. Don't ever be afraid to do that. Because again, you can't accidentally book something. Because it's pretty hard to accidentally put your credit card in. I'll be honest, it sometimes happens on Amazon, but they have my credit card stored. So Amazon shopping sometimes accidentally happens. You can't accidentally book a trip. All right. So don't worry about that. But play around with all your suppliers you're registered with. All right. And then you know what to do. Or you're in there and you're like, that didn't do what I thought it was going to do. And then you can ask your mentor or go to an office hours and be like, so I was playing around on RoomRez and I was confused by this. Could you show me about it? They will absolutely get on their screen, share it with you, help you out. Okay. Our team has so many trainings and so many resources for you. You just need to use them, right? So the biggest thing I tell people, especially if you're at that I'm stuck, take it one step at a time. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay. If you think you're doing everything we've told you and you're not getting any responses from people on social media, you don't know what's going on, reach out and be like, hey, can you take a look at what I've been doing and see if I'm missing something? Or is it just I'm at that spot that, it just hasn't happened yet, but it's gonna. You could be doing everything right and it just you haven't been seen by enough people yet. You haven't done that kind of thing. Once you get that first client, things start rolling a little bit more. Word of mouth spreads, all kinds of things. So don't ever be afraid to ask for help, even if you think it's something you should know. Because you know what? If you don't know or you forgot, then you don't know or you forgot. And you're never going to know it or remember it if you don't ask somebody, right? And we always say in our team, especially and in Evolution, just because you own your own business, it doesn't mean you're in business alone. You are never alone. Our team, and I don't know if other teams have as much as we do, but our team has so many trainings and so much support. We all just want everybody to be successful. Okay. So what I am going to do, I'm going to stop the recording.